Hello everyone, welcome to Startup Academy. So in today's lecture, we shall be talking about this gonna be your PYQ session. So we shall be discussing about the two questions, one related to your Rowlatt Act and another one to your Revolt of 1857. So let me just write down the questions. So you can name this session as PYQ session. Okay, question number one shall be related to your what was the significance of revolt, okay, not revolt, of Rowlatt सत्याग्रह एक्ट 1990। ये क्वेश्चन है आपका पहला। दिस एक्चुअली चलो बाद में बता देंगे ईयर। जो क्वेश्चन नंबर 2 दैट वी शैल बी डिस्कसिंग इज दैट हु played the leadership role in revolt of 1857, explain है शायद डिस्कस है, ऐसा ही कुछ था, यू कैन जस्ट चेक। तो एक्सप्लेन द रोल ऑफ एनी थ्री ऑफ देम, ठीक है। तो मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम यू गेट टू गेट चॉइसेस एज वेल, तो उसका भी आपको ध्यान रखना है। तो इफ वी टॉक अबाउट दिस सिग्निफिकेंस ऑफ रॉलेट एक्ट, आवर प्रीवियस वीडियो वाज रिलेटेड टू रॉलेट एक्ट ओनली, तो इसके लिए आप डाल सकते हो ईयर 2025 में it came, therefore it becomes necessary for us to deal with this topic. And another one is saying who played the leadership role, तो ये आया था आपका in year 2023। तो bringing this session will give you motivation how to prepare your answers, and will tell you that the matter or the subject that we are talking about is not irrelevant, it is related to your services or related to your subject only. So that's why it become necessary for you all to revise again. Revision mode should be on, okay? So coming on, discussing about the first topic of ours, when we talk about the first question, it says that significance बताना है Rowlatt Act सत्याग्रह का। तो सत्याग्रह Rowlatt Act, everything has been explained in a video. If you have not seen it, kindly go and check it out. You will be able to write or frame your own answers if you would get everything explained in that video, ठीक है। तो coming to the first question, this is just the brief thing or just an introduction, or you can say a sample how you can write. Otherwise creativity is yours, question is yours, and some people are sending it on WhatsApp also, because getting answers on YouTube and in comment section is quite difficult for us to check and for people to send as well. Therefore we have our WhatsApp. On that also you can give your picture so that we can check how you are writing, and we can give you instructions for improvisations as well. So that is one thing. If you want to send, you can send, because I am receiving, and it becomes difficult to check all of them in a single day. Therefore things will, once they are checked, you will obviously receive a reply from our side. If any correction would be there, that will be told to you, and if everything would be fine, though nothing is fine from the perspective of UPSC, you will never be able to get full on full. So that should not be your target, because that is something impossible. Therefore you should aim for your own topic and for its own achievement and for your goal, okay? Coming on to the significance of Rowlatt Act, when we talk about the significance of Rowlatt Act, it says that introduction, in introduction you can mention whatever was there, like why did Rowlatt Act came, how did it come, and how can it be supervised, or who was behind it, what all committee was set up, after whose name it has been set a Rowlatt Act. So that those things you can mention. Then what are its significances? When we talk about the significances, it is said that after the Rowlatt Act, after the establishment of the Rowlatt Act, What actually came was the mass movement. Gandhiji came into action. That is why we say that mass movement was on its peak during that period of time, because after Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, that is the Iron Man of India, though he has no role to play over here, but the Iron Man of India, obviously. So after him only we can say that the mass that was contributed by Mahatma Gandhi, that was contributed in the country was none other than by but our father of nation. ठीक है. So पहला जो चीज हो गई, that was the first national movement. It brought rise up to. इससे पहले हुए थे, those were like individual uprisings. They tried to attack British Empire and they shook it to certain level as well. That also we shall discuss today only. So they shook it to certain level, but then there was no, I would say, there was no leadership. So without a leader, uprisings from any part, any side, any time, so that was not commendable on our part. Therefore British Empire could uh, you know British Empire still stayed there in India, I'm talking about. So we can say that it was the first nationwide mass movement, and it was the national uprise. That was how that people, not only from the educated sector or the political sector, but from all the sections, they said that we have certain political importance. We can get to know how polity or how political background of ours can change the coming future of our India. So that was quite important during that period of time. So that also you can mention. Then Satyagraha was introduced. Also, when we talk about the mass movement will come along with the Hindu Muslim unity. So that is again the important thing. Then we have the political uprising or awakening that we have just discussed. Then the exposure of the British rule. People started feeling that we are being exploited by the hands of the British. Therefore, what we need to do is we need to just throw them out of our own country. We should understand that this land belongs to us, and on our land people are coming from outside and they're ruling on us. So that is basically nothing but exploitation. And those people, like when we talked about Rowlatt Satyagraha, there were few, not few actually, there were major members, out of which Muhammad Jinnah was there, B.N. Sharma was there, and great popular leaders were also there who resigned from their post given to them by the British community. So that was one another thing. Also, when you will see Kesari 2, Jallianwala Bagh tragedy, you will get to know much of the things. So there was a leader, or I would say not a leader actually, there was a lawyer who was actually fighting against India from the side of the, I would say, Britishers. So he was actually fighting, but when he actually realized the truth, so that was nothing but, when he realized the truth, he resigned from his post because he felt that he was being deteriorated. He was being actually used. He was exploited, and he was used so as to exploit others. So why will I? Okay, why will I become the reason for my own people's pain? So I don't want to be in that section. Therefore, later on, he fought from the side of the India, and actually he, I would say, he is the reason basically to prove General Dyer guilty in front of the judge during that period of time. So that was a different thing. You will get to know when you will see Kesari 2. Watch actually. Okay, then was the emergence of Gandhi as national leader. Mass movement आ गया, followers आ गए हैं, but there was a great leader to whom people were following. Protest करना है, we will protest. Lead करना है, we will follow you. If you want to head towards, like if you want to head a Dandi march, we will head with you. We will like go along with you. We will pick up salt. You want to remove salt tax, we will do that for you. You want charkha to be introduced, we will wear, we will start wearing khadi. So that was how the leadership in the Gandhiji actually prevailed during that period of time, and people actually followed him. So that was the reason that we call him Mahatma Gandhi. Why Mahatma Gandhi as the father of nation? Because the mass, the whole community, be it peasants, be it workers, teachers, educated or non-educated, or women, even women were there. So they all were following Mahatma Gandhi ji. Why? Because he was the one, he was one of the leaders who actually believed in removing the British Judiciary, like from the depth or from the roots only. And how was that possible? It was only possible when we all were standing together. Like we wanted unity in the nation, and unity could be bought by involving the mass movements. Therefore, great leader Mahatma Gandhi ji came up. And then we have the lessons learned. Lessons were learned like सब कुछ लड़ाई झगड़े से मिल जाए, that is not possible. नॉन वायलेंट तरीके भी फॉलो किए जा सकते हैं. यू कैन बी समटाइम्स नॉन वायलेंट इन ऑर्डर टू ग्रैब थिंग व्हाट यू एक्चुअली डिजर्व और व्हाट एक्चुअली बिलोंग्स टू यू. सो दैट वाज आल्सो लर्नड. एंड देन वी हैव द कंक्लूजन. ठीक है. सो दिस इज हाउ यू गोना write your sentence, write your answer with which asks for significance of the role attack. And you can mention these points, and whatever I have told you, you can mention those things inside these bulletin points. So learning these points, remembering these points will help you to answer at least a question related to your satyagrah, related to your role attack, related to your Jallianwala Bagh tragedy, and most of the questions related to that. Coming on to our next question. When we talk about the next question, it says that who played the leadership role in रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857. आप बोलोगे बहुत पुरानी बात है, कहाँ रोल अटैक आ गया 1919 का, कहाँ आप रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 ले आए. 1857 और रिवोल्ट में एक बहुत ज़्यादा ग्रेट डिफरेंस है. द डिफरेंस इज दैट रोलेट इंट्रोड्यूस्ड मास मूवमेंट, whereas in revolt we started the uprising, and those uprisings were actually individual uprisings. Also, back to back questions are from your modern history. Therefore, it becomes necessary for us to deal with each and every question so that we can tackle at least a question related to the modern history in our examination. So that is our main motto or achievement. It would be if we will be able to write. Also, after giving your exam, you need to type whatever help we have provided you. You just type thanks. If either of our lecture had supported you during that moment, or you are great analyst, obviously officers you are, so I want a reply from each officer. If you crack it or not, you still are an officer. You can be an officer. You are actually an officer. So an officer cannot be a officer again, though you all are officers. So I want an answer. I want a thank you from an officer and from officers, so that I also get motivated that the lectures that we are providing, the time we are investing on YouTube is actually helping or aiding our students. So that is will be the best satisfaction one could ever aim for. So your aim is different, our aim is different, so we want a thank you. And coming back to the question, बातें तो कितनी who played the leadership role in the revolt of 1857. They are saying leadership role किसने play किया था. आप सिर्फ 3 लोगों के नाम बता दीजिए. Only 3 people discuss their role and discuss about them. कहाँ से uprising हुई थी, what role did they actually play, from where were they fighting, what was the reason, what was the cause कि उन्हें revolt में आना पड़ा. So that they want. Then when we talk about the leadership role, पहले आपको बताना है रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 छिड़ा क्यों था. तो बेसिक रीजंस की अगर हम बात करें तो बेसिक रीजन हो सकता है सिपॉय म्यूटिनी, जिसमें मंगल पांडे प्लेड द मेजर रोल. देन वी हैव द डॉक्ट्राइन ऑफ लैप्स, जिसमें कि आपके कह सकते हो रानी लक्ष्मीबाई वॉज इन्वॉल्व. फिर उनके बाद आपके नाना साहेब वॉज इन्वॉल्व. तो बेसिक लीडर्स थे जो कि डॉक्ट्राइन ऑफ लैप्स के शिकार हुए थे, तो इनके बारे में यू कैन एक्सप्लेन. ऑल्सो देयर वॉज इंक्रीज इन जमींदारी सिस्टम. तो जमींदारी सिस्टम की वजह से लगने वाले टैक्सेस के ऊपर ऑल्सो यू कैन जस्ट राइट योर आंसर. तो ये 3 बेसिक कॉजेज थे. बहुत सारे कॉजेज और थे, ठीक है, वो भी अगर आप इनपुट करना चाहते हो तो दैट यू कैन इनपुट, बट दे हैव आस्क्ड फॉर 3, सो लेट्स जस्ट स्टिक टू 3. दो आई हैव बॉट मेनी, तो यू कैन मेंशन अकॉर्डिंगली. लेट्स डिस्कस. तो इंट्रोडक्शन में बता देना रिवोल्ट ऑफ 1857 छिड़ा क्यों था, क्यों, क्या, कैसे, दैट यू कैन राइट ऑन योर ओन. कमिंग ऑन टू द रोल, पहले आते हैं आपके बहादुर शाह जफर. बहादुर शाह जफर की अगर बात की जाए तो इनका जो सेक्शन था दैट वाज क्वाइट पॉलिटिकली वीक. देयरफॉर ब्रिटिशर्स सेड ओके ही इज वीक, लेट्स ग्रैब हिम. तो आफ्टर द ग्रैबिंग द डॉक्ट्राइन ऑफ लैप्स अगेन वाज फॉलोड. सो they actually annexed his territory and they said it belongs to our, though you can rule, and if you are ruling we will pay you something, and that was something forceful. Imagine someone coming to your house and saying that you can live here but pay rent to us. So that was something going on. Then we have Nana Sahib, who was actually the adopted son of Peshwa Bajirao too, and Britisher bought a scheme saying doctrine of lapse, saying that since you are adopted child and you do not have any hereditary right on this particular property, therefore according to a rule of what, rule of doctrine of lapse, this property belongs to us. If you want to stay, you can stay. If you want to leave, just get lost. So that was their policy, that was mentioned in doctrine of lapse, and that was uh, thrown on the public for them to follow. So they actually followed, they had to follow, they were forced to follow, and those who did not follow, who planned against it, were these members. So उन्हीं के बारे में we are discussing. Then we have Tantiya To. He was again an associate in Nana Sahib, and he was actually involved in his army. Therefore, army related issues उन्हीं के साथ हुए थे. Then we have Rani Lakshmibai. Again, annexation of Awadh was done for Rani Lakshmibai. That's why she was fighting. Then we have Begum Hazrat Mahal. बेगम हजरत महल के लिए भी एनेक्सेशन ऑफ अवध के बारे में ही आप बात करोगे. सॉरी, रानी लक्ष्मीबाई के लिए तो एनेक्सेशन हुआ था, बट बिकॉज ऑफ द डॉक्ट्राइन ऑफ लैब्स यहाँ पर बेगम हजरत महल के लिए करेंगे जो था एनेक्सेशन ऑफ अवध, क्योंकि मियाँ जी, लाइक the husband of Hazrat Mahal had died, due to which she had sons, which actually were adopted according to the doctrine of lapse. Again, the annexation had to be done because you do not have any hereditary right, or you do not have any heir to continue this kingdom of yours. Therefore, it belongs to us and you just get lost. So that was their policy. Then we have Kunwar Singh from Bihar, related to the Zamindari system, because Zamindari system was at its peak and you need to pay heavy tax on the Zamindari system. See, you are doing mazdoori or you are doing farming, and farming is not an easy task. We know it from geography. It is not an easy task. Having the knowledge of soils, having the knowledge of climate, having the knowledge of fertilizers, having the knowledge of plants, then only you can proceed to farming. And farming throughout the day, like teacher can teach, can take lectures for 8 to 10 hours, 12 hours. Then other officers, you being officer, you will also do your work up till 5 p.m., 6 p.m., 10 p.m. But what about farmers? It's like everyday work and every time work. So that is something difficult task, and salute to all the farmers of our nation, of our country, and of the world also, because they are working night and day, either with cattle, either with their farms, either with their lands, either with their crops, and things are like shoring upon them only, things like problems only. So that is different thing. Okay, so price were rising on this because of the zamindari system. Taxes were rising, due to which farmers were suffering. So that was one thing. Then we have Mangal Pandey, the mutiny sepoy. One was like, pig was sacred to Muslims and cow was sacred to Hindus, and cartilages made with that were made to like cut through that mouth of ours. That scene you can see in that movie. What is the name of that movie? I guess Lagan it is. So that you can see from that movie. You will remember it for a long term. So that is one thing. Another thing was turban problem was there, beard problem was there, mustache problem was there. So related issues were coming on. So that was a different thing. Then we have Bhakt Khan, again a soldier mutiny was there. What we When we say the nature of leadership, obviously the leaders were scattered everywhere, from that part of India, this part of India, this part, that part. So they were all scattered. No mutual cooperation was there. Due to lack of this cooperation, this mission or this revolt did not achieve its goal. That's why Britishers were like under the impression, like if we are able to demotivate people at this point of time, then we are successful. And that also made them think that okay, people are like they can rage a war against us. Therefore this thing need to be settled first before settling ourselves. So in order to settle ourselves, we need to settle them. Once let them settled, and then we will rule upon them, like we will become brutal to them. So that was a different thing. Then we have the conclusion. So despite the lack of coordination, the revolters or the leaders were able to shoot the British Empire, and British got to know that if we want to stay in this country, for at least a period of time, then we need to make these people mad either after the position that we will provide them, after the accumulation, or after the money that we shall be providing them, or the favors, or like those sort of things. They actually became biased, and that actually promoted their settlement in India. Anyway, भाग तो गए ना लास्ट में. So that is the basic thing. अभी के लिए दिस इज हाउ यू गोना राइट द आंसर्स. आपके आंसर इतने बड़े हों जरूरी नहीं है. दे ओनली वांटेड 3 मेंबर्स. आप इनमें से किसी का भी मेंबर का नाम लिख सकते हो. इंट्रोडक्शन यू नो हाउ टू राइट, कंक्लूजन यू नो हाउ टू राइट, बॉडी यू नो हाउ टू राइट. Try writing in points so that things are not scattered from this that, so that coordination could be maintained. And keep practicing, keep learning, keep revising. Thank you and keep watching.